The high-profile trial of Shawn Diddy Combmes has taken a shocking turn with new explosive allegations threatening to upend the entire case. What's really going on inside the courtroom that's pushing the judge to the edge? On May 8, 2025, what began as routine proceedings in the Diddy trial erupted into chaos after prosecutors revealed evidence suggesting Combs lied under oath. Accusations of witness tampering, obstructing justice, and even illegal communications while in detention surfaced, catching everyone off guard and sharply aggravating the judge. The courtroom atmosphere turned electric with tension as these revelations not only questioned Combs' credibility, but also amplified the severity of the charges against him. As the drama intensified, the judge made it clear that any attempts to manipulate the judicial process would not be tolerated, setting the stage for a trial that now carries far higher stakes than anyone expected. Sudden courtroom drama and new allegations. On May 8, 2025, what began as routine proceedings in the Diddy trial erupted into chaos after prosecutors revealed evidence suggesting Combs lied under oath. Accusations of witness tampering, obstructing justice, and even illegal communications while in detention surfaced, catching everyone off guard and sharply aggravating the judge. The courtroom, already tense with media scrutiny, reached a new level of drama as prosecutors laid out details that challenged Combs' honesty directly. Evidence showed he made unauthorized phone calls using other inmates' accounts at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, violating prison regulations. This revelation suggested deliberate efforts to evade monitoring and control, a serious breach in any trial, but especially one of this caliber. Adding to the turmoil, it was disclosed that one of the potential jurors worked at the same facility where Combs was being held, raising immediate concerns about conflict of interest. The juror was swiftly dismissed, but the oversight triggered a stern reprimand from Judge Arun Subramanian, who criticized both prosecution and defense for their failure in vetting. The atmosphere in the courtroom became electric, as these developments cast a shadow over the entire jury selection process and the trial's fairness. This unexpected and explosive turn of events has thrown the trial into uncertainty, and, as opening statements loom, all eyes remain locked on how these allegations will reshape the battle ahead. Juror controversy shakes the trial. A stunning revelation emerged in the courtroom on May 8, 2025, when it was disclosed that one of the potential jurors worked at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, the very facility where Shawn Diddy Combmes has been held since September 2024. This shocking oversight immediately raised serious concerns about the impartiality of the jury selection process and the integrity of the entire trial. The disclosure sent waves through the courtroom, with some attendees even breaking into inappropriate laughter at how unbelievable the situation was. The juror was immediately dismissed, but the damage was done. Judge Arun Subramanian did not hesitate to reprimand both the prosecution and defense teams for what he deemed an inadequate vetting of potential jurors, calling into question how such a glaring conflict could have been missed. The judge's sharp reaction emphasized the gravity of the charges against Combs and underscored the need for meticulous care in selecting an unbiased jury. This incident added yet another layer of complexity and tension to an already volatile trial, casting doubt over whether the jury could remain fair and impartial given the circumstances. While no direct link between Combs and the juror has been established yet, the very presence of someone affiliated with the detention center where the defendant is held raised red flags that could influence public and judicial perception. The controversy exposed vulnerabilities in the legal team's preparation, raising questions about their ability to effectively manage such a high-stakes case. This juror scandal has left the courtroom buzzing and has undoubtedly complicated the path forward for Combs' defense, as the judge's decision sent a strong message that no detail in the jury selection process can be overlooked. With opening statements looming, this juror controversy is certain to echo throughout the trial, leaving everyone questioning what other surprises might still surface. Evidence of perjury threatens credibility. Prosecutors presented proof that Combs made unauthorized phone calls and communicated extensively with key witnesses, contradicting his sworn testimony. This pattern of deception has cast serious doubt on his credibility, raising the stakes considerably for the defense as the judge warned of severe repercussions. Court documents revealed that while Combs was detained at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, he used the phone accounts of at least 8 other inmates, engaging in three-way calls to contact individuals not on his approved list. This clearly violated prison regulations and suggested a deliberate attempt to evade monitoring and oversight. Furthermore, evidence showed Combs repeatedly denied any attempts to influence potential witnesses, but phone records told a very different story. He had allegedly contacted former associate Kenna Harper 58 times within just 4 days following a lawsuit filed by Don Richard, with total communications reaching 128 before abruptly stopping on September 14, 2024. Prosecutors alleged these contacts included requests for support and attempts to convince the victim to claim willingness in sexual encounters, implying ongoing financial incentives. The defense now faces immense pressure as these revelations severely undermine Combs' honesty before the court, a critical element in any legal proceeding. The judge expressed profound dissatisfaction with this conduct, signaling that such behavior constitutes a direct affront to the judicial process. Legal experts warn that this breach of trust may not only lead to additional charges, including perjury, but also irreparably damage Combs' standing in the eyes of the court. This development adds a complex new layer to an already contentious trial and creates significant obstacles for the defense as opening statements approach. The courtroom atmosphere turned electric with tension as the evidence of alleged dishonesty grew more compelling, revealing a strategy that prosecutors say aims to manipulate and obstruct justice. Observers note that these accusations, if proven, could result in severe penalties apart from those Combs already faces, including up to 5 years in prison per count for federal perjury. All eyes remain on how this critical issue of credibility will influence the trial's outcome and whether the judicial system can uphold integrity under such strain. Impact on trial preparations and defense strategy. With opening statements just days away, the judge revoked certain procedural privileges from Combs' legal team, limiting their options and complicating their ability to mount a robust defense. This judicial disapproval has created practical and strategic hurdles, leaving the defense scrambling to adjust under extreme pressure. The timing couldn't be worse, as the defense team now faces a daunting task of revising their approach quickly. These limitations reportedly include restrictions on filing motions, presenting certain types of evidence, and questioning specific witnesses, which were previously allowed. In a trial with complex charges like racketeering and sex trafficking, flexibility is key for the defense to challenge the prosecution effectively. Legal experts warn these new constraints could severely impact their strategy, forcing them to prioritize which battles to fight in court. Compounding the challenge, the court's growing skepticism about Combs' credibility adds another layer of difficulty. The defense must not only prepare to counter the heavy charges, but also rebuild trust with the judge amid accusations of deceit and witness tampering. Balancing a vigorous defense while managing a strained relationship with the court creates an unprecedented situation. Furthermore, the defense's ability to negotiate plea deals or concessions may be weakened by these developments. As public attention intensifies, the team must also navigate the court of public opinion, which is already heavily influenced by recent courtroom revelations. All these factors together paint a picture of a defense struggling against time and mounting obstacles, making the trial's outcome increasingly uncertain. The next few days will be critical in determining whether the defense can adapt successfully or if these setbacks will prove too steep to overcome. Allegations from former associates reveal disturbing patterns. Further complicating the case are allegations from ex-assistants like Philip Pines, who described coercive and exploitative behavior behind closed doors, including forced participation in sex parties and cover-ups involving deleted videos and silencing hotel staff, painting a chilling picture of the mogul's alleged control tactics. Pines revealed that he was pressured into sexual acts to demonstrate loyalty, including being pushed to have sex with a woman during what was described as a Wild King night. He also claimed responsibility for cleaning up after these parties, which allegedly involved drugs, alcohol, and sexual activities. This included removing drug evidence, bodily stains, deleting compromising videos, and ensuring silence by tipping hotel staff. Pines shared how Diddy wasn't seen engaging directly, but was always directing and filming these encounters. From his experience, employees were instructed to scrub any photos and videos that might be on devices to protect the operation. These allegations align with other claims in various lawsuits against Combs, revealing a pattern prosecutors argue represents systematic exploitation and coercion. Another significant accuser is Audria English, a former adult entertainer who alleges she was groomed into sex trafficking at Combs' white parties between 2004 and 2009. English claims she was forced to consume drugs like ecstasy and coerced into sexual acts with guests, with Combs allegedly using his influence to silence her through threats of harm or career damage. Despite her case facing challenges, including multiple changes in legal representation, her allegations remain part of the broader narrative prosecutors are expected to present at trial. Together, these former associates' testimonies paint a deeply disturbing pattern of control and manipulation that is central to the prosecution's case. Additional accusers and linked high-profile claims. Multiple accusers, including Courtney Burgess, who claims to possess incriminating tapes involving Combs and other celebrities, have intensified scrutiny around the case. Burgess alleges these videos show Combs and others engaged in sexual acts and assaults, with some reportedly involving minors. He further claims that several individuals in the tapes were underage and were drugged against their will. While Combs vehemently denies these allegations, filing a $50 million defamation lawsuit against Burgess, his lawyer Ariel Mitchell, and News Nation, these claims add a complex layer to the unfolding legal battle. Moreover, lawsuits have named high-profile figures such as NFL star Odell Beckham Jr. and comedian Drew Sky, accusing them of involvement in a violent gang rape in 2018 in Orinda, California. Both Beckham and Drew Sky have denied the allegations, with Beckham stating he was not in Orinda at the time and has never met the accuser, while Drew Sky emphasized he was not a public figure in 2018 and had no connections to the entertainment industry then. These intertwined accusations create a multifaceted and complicated judicial landscape, posing challenges for prosecutors and defense alike. The involvement of multiple public figures floods the case with heightened media attention and raises critical questions about the culture of celebrity, power, and accountability. As the trial progresses, the jury will need to navigate through this tangled web of claims, evidence, and denials, determining the credibility of each accuser and the overall narrative. This dimension of the case underscores how far-reaching the alleged activities and cover-ups may have extended, potentially implicating a broad network within Combs' social and professional circles. Judges' unprecedented actions emphasize judicial integrity. Judge Arun Subramanian's extraordinary steps, including referring the matter for federal perjury charges and limiting defense privileges, highlight a zero-tolerance stance on attempts to manipulate the court. In a move legal observers have described as unprecedented for a case of this magnitude, the judge revoked certain procedural privileges that had previously been extended to Shawn Diddy Combmes and his legal team. This decision was not taken lightly and signals a profound displeasure with the defendant's conduct throughout the proceedings. By stripping these privileges, the judge has significantly tightened the constraints on the defense's strategy, creating new and serious challenges for their preparation. The rationale behind this stern action stems from evidence presented in court revealing a pattern of deception and deliberate attempts to undermine the judicial process. Prosecutors showed that Combs engaged in unauthorized communications with witnesses, contradicting his sworn testimony and violating prison regulations. Furthermore, the shocking discovery that a potential juror was employed at the same detention center as Combs raised immediate concerns of jury tampering and further eroded confidence in the fairness of the trial. Judge Subramanian's firm response sends a clear message that the court will not tolerate any efforts to disrupt or influence the administration of justice. This stance reinforces the fundamental principle that transparency and honesty are paramount in the courtroom. Legal experts agree that such judicial measures, while rare, are essential to preserving the integrity of the legal system, especially in high-profile cases fraught with public scrutiny. This crackdown signals a turning point in the trial, underscoring how the court prioritizes maintaining trust over accommodation. As the trial progresses, the judge's actions serve both as a warning to all parties and a reassurance to the public that justice must be upheld without compromise. The severance of privileges not only narrows the defense's operational freedom, but also underscores the gravity of the allegations faced by Combmes, reflecting the broader stakes at play in this landmark legal battle. What lies ahead for the trial and its wider implications? As the trial moves forward, Shawn Diddy Combmes faces not only the original serious charges, but now an added cloud of allegations related to perjury and obstruction of justice, complicating the entire legal battle. The recent courtroom revelations have significantly altered the dynamics of the case, putting Combs' credibility under intense scrutiny. This shift raises the stakes for both the prosecution and defense as they prepare for what promises to be a lengthy and highly charged trial. The judge's unprecedented decision to refer the matter to federal prosecutors for potential additional charges underscores the gravity of the situation. These developments do more than just challenge Combs' defense strategy. They highlight critical questions about accountability and the integrity of the legal system itself. The trial is no longer just about proving guilt or innocence. It has become a profound examination of how influence and power intersect with justice. Observers and legal experts alike are watching closely, recognizing that the outcome could set important precedents for high-profile cases involving accusations of manipulation and witness tampering. Meanwhile, the public spotlight on Combs and his broader social and business circles continues to intensify, adding another layer of complexity as accusations implicate other notable figures. This web of allegations draws attention to systemic issues of exploitation and control. With opening statements scheduled to begin shortly, the courtroom atmosphere remains highly charged, reflecting the tension and uncertainty about how the trial will unfold. For jurors tasked with evaluating complex and deeply disturbing testimony spanning decades, the responsibility is immense and fraught with challenge. Ultimately, what lies ahead for the trial is not just a determination of one man's fate, but a critical moment reflecting on the broader themes of justice, celebrity, influence, and the pursuit of truth in a highly public arena. The legal and societal implications promise to resonate long after the gavel falls. Yesterday's dramatic courtroom storm has reshaped the Shawn Diddy Combmes trial, bringing issues of deception, witness tampering, and judicial authority front and center. Beyond a battle for innocence, it's a test of the legal system's integrity under pressure. What happens next will echo far beyond this courtroom. The judge's unwavering response to the alleged breaches underscores the seriousness with which the court views its role in upholding justice and fairness. Combs now faces a complex legal maze, with new charges potentially stacking alongside the original accusations, amplifying the challenges ahead. For the defense, the path forward is uncertain and fraught with obstacles, as procedural privileges have been curtailed and credibility is under intense scrutiny. Meanwhile, prosecutors seem emboldened, asserting a narrative that portrays Combs as someone willing to bend or break rules to protect his interests. The jury will have to sift through a tangled web of allegations, testimonies, and evidence, determining not just guilt or innocence, but also confronting broader questions about power, influence, and accountability. This trial has become emblematic of the larger societal struggle to hold high-profile figures to account, regardless of status. The events thus far serve as a powerful reminder that no individual is above the law, and honesty in the courtroom is not optional, but fundamental. As opening statements approach, the world watches, understanding that the outcome will likely set a precedent and influence future cases. The courtroom drama, with its twists and revelations, has already captured the public's imagination, but the ultimate story goes beyond headlines. It's about justice, truth, and the relentless pursuit of accountability in the face of immense pressure.